Hello everyone. Today I would like to share with you a formula that you might find useful in writing text-based essays, particularly with a focus on themes and structural features. Using the acronym T.E.E.T, you should be able to structure each paragraph in a way that covers all the aspects required to convince the reader of the validity of your topic sentence. So let's get started and see how you can go about it. It's really quite straightforward if you keep this acronym in mind. As you know, a paragraph always begins with the topic sentence or main idea of the paragraph. After that, you can incorporate the technique or techniques you are using to prove your point, the evidence or examples from the text which show the structural features or techniques used, an explanation of the way they demonstrate your point, and also the effect this has on the reader and the way that reinforces the director's theme and purpose. A paragraph always ends with a concluding sentence that draws all the points together and links to the next paragraph. This basic structure should be followed whenever you're writing an essay analysing literature. So let's look at the techniques in this paragraph. I've highlighted them in orange. I've focused on imagery, symbolism, and camera angles. You might like to pause the video and just read through the paragraph before we go any further so that you know what you're dealing with here. So let's continue on to evidence. This paragraph refers to the parallel imagery of the coffins floating in the bay and the school case full of objects from Jamie's dead past. Other evidence is the extreme close-up of Jim's empty eyes at the end of the movie when he is reunited with his parents. The significance of these techniques are explained as being symbolic of his loss of hope and the loss of his childhood innocence. Further explanation is given to emphasize the physical, mental, and emotional toll that is conveyed through these images. The concluding sentence summarizes the effect on the viewer, which was to arouse our sympathy and revulsion at the horrendous damage suffered by the innocent victims of war. Finally, we link these techniques to Spielberg's messages. Through these structural features, he conveys the hollowness of the Allies' victory coming, as it does, at the expense of many thousands of innocent children. And he also challenges the viewer to find anything but death, destruction, and loss in this global conflict, particularly the loss of childhood innocence. I hope you have found this approach beneficial. Whilst the acronym is useful, there is no need to slavishly follow it, as there can be considerable flexibility in the way you approach the essay. For example, you may make references to the main ideas or themes throughout the paragraph, even though it is the last letter of the acronym. Nevertheless, if you use the acronym as a useful guide, you won't go wrong. All the best with your essay writing. Well, this is Miss Wright saying ciao for now, and remember, there is no substitute for relevant evidence, and that can only be achieved as a result of an intimate knowledge of the text.